Hello and oh, okay. I'm fine. I'll review it. Oh god. Harry's mixed up. Uh, this movie is a disaster. Okay, there's so many things wrong with it. I didn't even read the books or watch the movie. I had to get somebody else to do it. Okay, I admit it. Okay, thankfully he did read the books, and there are a lot of things wrong with the screen adaptation. So this is a film versus fiction. There's so many things wrong with Be Here for a week. Therefore, I've limited it down to a top 10, well, more like a bottom 10 list. Better get started. Get ready for a long review. This movie combines two places, a medium-sized village and an industrial shipping city into one small village. Is this supposed to be an epic movie? I mean, it's not gonna get sequels. We know that. It's been it's been 4 years. Well, now 5 since this movie came out. You don't have time. This movie, uh, uh, shoot in multiple places. It makes it seem less epic if you decide to take one place and combine it and limit it to taking only two places. It makes the world look smaller. You fail at being like Lord of the Rings. Isn't that where this is somewhat coming from? Well, let's move on. Coming off of number 10, this combination leads to Eragon's fortune being pushed to the side where, as in the book, it is a major event. And also, characters are kind of left out. Which the movie leaves out entirely. And our key characters later on. Honestly, a lot of movies do this. You know what? It's not acceptable. It's not. In some cases, yes, it can be acceptable. As long as they're still in the movie! Come on, people. Did you not watch the new version of Dragon Girl with Dragon Tattoo? And I'll touch that in another video. Let's just say I like the American version better. Oh well, we have to watch it. We have to watch this. I reviewed this horrible movie anyway. And like I said, a lot of characters and plot lines should never be done. It's looked on down upon by people who read the books like me and my friend who helped me write this. Thanks, Tim. This is a really big thing. A really big thing, and you honestly should keep stuff in, even if it is 3 hours. If we read the book and we liked it, we'll sit there for 3 hours. I mean, there are ways around it. I mean, once again, new Girl with Dragon Tattoo did this fine. If you cut it well enough, and not the way you did it, it seems a lot shorter than 3 hours, which it kind of was. Anyway, moving on to number 8. Eragon learns magic way too quickly. After his first book in the book, it takes him a month before getting to a point where he can perform the basics to a noticeable standard, and not have his energy drained significantly by them. Congratulations! You fail at character development! I'm afraid we'll need to talk after class, Mr. Fangmeyer, or whoever. is responsible for this. I don't feel like talking about this. It's... You don't have two more movies to do this in. You don't. You just fail. Moving on. Bad acting. Bad acting. Yeah. Very amateur, especially the younger actors. Get actors that are actually good actors, and, well, we're not going to talk about John Malkovich. John Malkovich is awesome, but he couldn't save this movie. It's more how they directed. If they don't know how to act, please direct your actors so they don't do it amateurly. It's really important. I mean, why do I have to keep on referring back to Girls Riding Tattoo, the new one, the American version? I mean, Rooney Mara did a really freaking good job. Just... please move on. Attention to detail. So many yet important details were left out. Oh yes, even I have this problem with screen adaptations. I'm watching you, World War Z and Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. You leave something out important, it kind of is a big deal. You change something, it's a big deal. I mean, look at Watchmen. However, and this is a big however, it was well done in Girls Riding Tattoo, and I can't help but feel going back to it. It's a good movie compared to this one. Like, way much better. Anyway, they did change the ending, but to me it made more sense, and I don't know why. It was still good, but attention to detail, attention to detail, attention to detail. It's important. Do it. Pay attention to detail. After rescuing Aaliyah, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, Eragon and company are chased by Urgles all the way to the entrance of Arden. I'm guessing this is a far distance. Once again, you're making the movie seem less epic. Moving on. This movie makes it seem that Aaliyah was held in Galabatorix's. Sorry if I'm saying anything wrong. Remember, I didn't read the books. My friend did. So, I'm horrible. Galabatrix is capital city. However, this is not the case in the book. If Eragon and Saphira wouldn't have had a snowball chance in Heck's armpit of getting in, let alone getting out. The devil is in the details. It is an impenetrable fortress. Make sure you mention it's not what it is. If it was the impenetrable fortress, then make a subtitle, make it mentioned before this happens. So, if you don't mention it, we're not led to assume. If you make us assume, you make us look like idiots, and we don't like looking like idiots, so we blame you. Moving on. Saphira grows in about 2 seconds in the movie. Picks her own name. This is entirely wrong! She grows at a normal rate, slowly getting bigger and more intelligent as time goes on. It is also It is also Eragon who names her after going through a long list he got from Brahm. By the time they set off for their journey, Saphira is only big enough to carry one person at a time and remain airborne. Furthermore, in the movie, Eragon's and Saphira's relationship is very agreeable, where areas in the book they act more like siblings, expressing their feelings to each other and squabbling about different opinions. I can't believe we're having this conversation. Whoever decided to make this decision, I'm afraid I'm going to have to talk to your parents after class. Moving on. Number 2. 99% of what happens in the Varden in the movie never happens in the book. Leaving stuff out isn't my favorite again. You fail. 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 Yer. Now, moving on to number 1. Number 1. This movie overall, it is a true disgrace to one of the best books my friend has ever read. Or pretty much everybody who's read the book agrees with him. It is a disgrace to the book. It just is a fail. Fail, 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 fail. In fact, this movie deserves the lawsuit I got. I know the lawsuit may or may have not caused the whole inheritance release being suspended for 3 years. But come on, no fan of books likes this movie. Not one bit. I understand why nobody likes this movie. This is That Magic Guy saying the book is always better, and also saying this movie deserves to be dragged on a road behind a car for 30 miles. Have fun. See you next time.